What is going on, guys? Welcome to Happy Hour Live. I'm Dave, and I might not be wearing pants. I'm just saying. What is going on? Look at this is Quartzsite out here. I got a little better shot of it. I did some lights this weekend or this week. I had a few projects that I've been working on. I've been hanging out here at in Quartzsite. And probably will be here for about one more week, and then I am out of here. So we're gonna talk about lights. We're gonna talk about travel plans, and it is open mic night. Let me throw this up here real quick. If you want to join us, if I can get to it right here, let me throw the link up there in the comments and have at it. Come join us. Man, it has been kind of a wacky, and I'm looking at the clouds through there. I'm hanging out in the tent. If you're wondering what this is, I'm hanging out in the tent. I was hoping to do a live somewhere cool, somewhere different, and the winds kicked up, and that's just been the name of the game this week. So I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Do you guys see all the green over there? Kind of in front of the coach. Guys, I want to tell you, this is as green as I have ever seen Quartzsite, Arizona. Everything. There are flowers blooming. There's grass coming up through the rocks. And we get any more rain, they're just going to turn this whole place into a golf course. I'm not kidding you a bit. It is as green as I have ever seen in all the years of coming to Quartzsite. So really kind of fascinating and beautiful. It's shocking because you don't think of Quartzsite as green. So let's real quick, let's go and say hi to everybody. And I saw that Don was first in the house. Hi, everyone from, now, how do you pronounce that, Don? Tona, South Lock Campground in Moorhaven, Florida. I don't even know where that is. I'm not sure. Bead Trapper is in the house. Glad to have you here. X Fired Up, Cracker Box Palace. I think he won the pool, guys. He was doing. I was on time until Bill said something about 2 minutes. Whoever had 2 minutes, I think I was maybe I was 3 minutes late. I don't know. You guys decide. Sassy Pants for you. That is Miss Jen right there. Glad to have you here. And I think Miss Bonnie is out there somewhere. She might not have said hi, but she is recovering very nicely from knee replacement surgery and making progress every day at getting better and getting back up and being able to walk and do her normal things. So I can't pronounce that name, so I'll just throw it up there. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. I'm not sure. And LNU. Glad to have you here. The changed it, but it shows up this way. Well, glad to have you here. HC Carefree Highway. Nope, there's 3 right there. 3 minutes on the lake pool. So I think that's where I came in. Life with Lenny. You guys are in. Wait a minute now. You guys are all the way in Punta Gorda, Florida. You just saw me a few weeks ago, and you were in Phoenix. Now, I don't even know how to process that. I don't travel that fast. I don't. I just don't travel that fast. I'm going to be heading there, though. I'm heading to Florida this year, but it's going to take me all of about 4 months to get there. I travel slow and enjoy everything along the way. Miss Pearl is in the house. Glad to have you here. WCRV Adventures, that is Wayne and Carrie. Say hi to them. Okay. Well, and Bee Trapper, I almost wish you. There you go. There you go. And I hope you're doing well to Bonnie out there. And thank you so much. Doing great. And there's Mr. Gary. There's Mr. Gary right there. And I just want to say, there you go, Gary. How's that? I'm still sporting your cup. You know what the secret is? You know what the secret is? Don't wash it. You don't wash it. No. Richard M is in Hondo, Texas. So no grass growing under our tiers. I imagine he said tree. No grass. That can't be true. That's Florida. I know you've got grass up. They've got grass. That whole state is a golf course out that way. Miss Pearl says best wishes to Miss Bonnie. You know what? She's doing great. She's doing great. Tires is how you get to Florida. I assume that's what you mean. Or maybe that's what's growing under the trees. I don't know. Oh my gosh. It's been a great week. I've been hanging out here. Sorry I missed you guys last week. Last week I was hanging out with friends here. They all left. It was kind of the last day and everybody was leaving out on Monday. So wanted to get one last fireside chat in with everybody and just kind of enjoy friends for the day. So sorry for missing you. And then I put out a community post and I mentioned that we were going to do open mic night this week. And Don reminded me that he said, Dave, it's not the last Sunday of the month. And I thought, yeah, you know what? He was absolutely right. 31 days in this month. I got caught by that very last day of the month. But we're going to go ahead and do it anyway, because this is going to be the last Quartzsite live. And you can see it is cleared out. Let's see, move over here a little bit. Guys, I'm telling you, 2 weeks ago, that was just filled up. Just about as far as you could see, there were rigs going back that way. Everybody has kind of poured out. Talking to whoever's left downtown at the sales tents, they have pretty much said they're out of here as of April 15th, and Quartzsite will be back to its sleepy little self for until I guess next September. I'm not sure when everything starts up. I've been here as early as October, and there were already tents set up and people set up, but April 15th sounds like the rest of the people are pulling out. So market share is in the house. Glad to have you here. So guys, you know, I have been struggling with the lights in by the couches in the I have two couches there opposing on each wall in the living room, and then I have a couple of the similar fixtures in the bedroom. They are typically too bright. I can't use the darn things. And looking at lights to replace it. And then I was a little discouraged because the lights that I really like were running $200 a piece. I've got 6 of them. I just can't pull off $1,200. Well, I managed to pull all 6 lights off for just under $200, and I've got a little video here, so we're going to go ahead and start this one off here. Let's see if we can't bring it up. What is going on, guys? All right, Quartzsite, Arizona. Not too many people around here, which is a good thing. I got a project today. I've been talking on the lives here for a little while, and I'll take you inside. I think you're gonna like this one. So the lights at the, try that without the laptop. So the lights at the top of the couch, I haven't really used. They're just a little too bright, and I tend to use the indirect lighting that's up on the ceiling rather than using these. But while I was in Mexico, I thought, you know what, I think I can do something with those lights. And yesterday I spent the day engineering a light, basically using all the parts from that light to create this one. So there you go, and the switch is still down here, but now creates a much better light as far as I'm concerned. I have a feeling I will use these a little bit more now, just because they're not quite as harsh. I'm gonna like it. All right, that's what the project is. And yes, I have 4 of them on the other side of the wall. I've got 2 more over there. So let me show you what I did, and we'll get to working on these. So I found these in Mexico, and made by one of the artists there in Algodones, and I thought, you know what, I think that will work for making a light cover. So I did get, I got 6 of them. They're all different. So, but I think we can go ahead and, with a minimal amount of tools, we've got butt connectors. I got some oh, what do you call these? Just assorted pack nipples, generally used on lighting. Drill bit, some wire crimpers, and some plastic cutting mats right there. Some white felt, and a little bit of hardware. You've probably seen those before if you've ever changed any lights out, but really everything is pretty inexpensive, and I think I've got about 20 bucks into the stuff to make the lights. I'm going to use the parts from the old fixture to make new lights with those old fixtures. So, oh, and a can of spray paint. I am going to paint the bases because they're silver, and I think with this copper color they'll just look a little bit better. But they're going to be up underneath right here. So hang on, guys, I got to get to working on this thing. This is going to be a fun project. And there you go. I've got 2 done. I've got that one, and then I've got the sun over here. I still have 2 more to do, but I like that light a lot better. I like it. All right, guys, we will see you guys next time. I've got more lights to make, but there you go. A little bit more to do. We'll talk to you later. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm market share got it right last week. I was sitting there telling you he mentioned at the live that stained glass is not going to hold up. This is an earthquake happening every day that you're traveling down the road, and yeah, stained glass is pretty, not going to hold up to earthquakes every day. So good call on that. That changed. I won't say I was 100% on doing the stained glass, but I was thinking about it. And as the lights turned out, I just really, really am happy with those. So I looked online, guys, and to find something even similar online, it was about $200 and or more, and I just couldn't do it. But kind of thinking outside the box and getting to something to bring back from Mexico that I can create myself and upgrade the coach. I had a lot of fun with that one too. So that worked out all the way around, all the way around. Doug D is in the house. Haven't seen you here for a while. Doug, how you doing? Yeah, no sound. Sound, Dave. Sound. I'm sorry about that. Yes, I don't want the reverb when I'm playing a video, and so I mute the microphone and I forget to click it back on when we come back on. So, it never seems to I never seem to run out of projects. And one of the other ones I didn't film, and I'm kind of sorry that I didn't, because after getting all said and done with it, it turned out absolutely fantastic. But I had one of my can doors over on the driver's side. It was on the water bay. Was just about to fall off, guys. The top screws along the top hinge of it had broken off, and it was I could see it, and I've been watching it for probably the last 6 months, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to fix that, and that's probably why I didn't film it. As it turned out absolutely perfect. And I wish that I had filmed that, because it probably would have helped some people out there that might have something similar going on with that door. And surprisingly, I was done in only a few hours. It took me a few hours, but I got the door basically lined back up, and it turned out great. And darn it, there's kind of a, and those that do the YouTube, we have YouTubers here in the comments. When you're doing projects, it could be a 1 hour job, but if you're filming, it's going to be a 3 or 4 hour job. It just adds time on to trying to get the camera rolling, get the right shot, make sure that you captured what it was that you wanted to capture, and take some thought as to setting everything up and doing that project. And there is a part of me that kind of, I just want to fix it. I want to go in and just get it done. And stopping to start and stop the camera, get the right angle so that you can see what's going on. I weigh that and couple that with, on that repair, I wasn't quite sure. I mean, I had a pretty good idea of how to fix that problem. But darn it, I was afraid to go ahead and film it, because there are times when you just you doubt yourself on whether you should really show that or not. That one would have been a good one to show. So darn it, it'll just remind me I need to film all of them and just spend the extra time and just do it, because that would have been a great one to do. I had another thing that went on here since the last time that I saw you. Had a water pump go out on the coach, and that one I have done before. I actually did it with Dawn here, and it was a pressure switch that went bad on the water pump, and rather than replace the whole water pump, you can just replace that pressure switch. And that switch it used to be about $15. I don't know what it is now, but it makes it a much cheaper repair. And you can order those pressure switches and just have them in your water bay. So if they go bad, you can just go ahead and swap it over. But I had that one go on. I didn't film it, but again, I actually filmed that with Dawn. At some point, I'm going to have to go back in my archives and pull that out and kick that out, because I know there's a lot of people out there that could use that video. So, just got back from from the beach, old Rincon. I'm not sure where that is, but it sounds like fun. Gosh, guys, I'll tell you what, you and Dawn, you guys are there by the beach. I have not seen the beach and the ocean in at least a couple. Well, it was the last time I was in Florence with Next Exit and doing the battery swap. So that's the last time that I actually got to the beach, and that was some time ago. What was that? A year and a half ago, I think, something like that. So looking forward to getting over on the East Coast. And if you're in Florida, it's kind of hard to miss a beach. So looking forward to getting that trip across. I'm not exactly, people have asked me which route I'm going to be taking. And honestly, I haven't totally firmed that up on which way I'm going across. but I think it's gonna. I think it's going to look like Idaho, possibly Yellowstone, and cut across to Kansas City, and then down through Nashville. Uh, those are places. Yellowstone, I haven't been to since I was knee high to a grasshopper. I haven't been to Yellowstone since I was about 7 or 8 years old, I guess now, and would be kind of cool going back there to see it. I don't know. And the west entrance to Yellowstone is right on the other side of Idaho from where I'm going to be. So it's going to be Oregon to go see the kids and spend about a month and a half up there. And then I'll start making the trip across and look forward to showing that to you guys. And we'll hopefully make Florida by January 1st. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So Yellowstone is one of the best places in this country. Yeah, I haven't. You know, when you're 7, 8 years old, as near as I can remember, it was pretty spectacular when I was a kid, but you really can't comprehend or understand it all. So, yeah. You're in Florida, Bill, and you don't get to the beach that often, maybe once every couple of years. Well, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. I'll tell you what, I plan on, my goal is to travel down the Gulf side, end up down by Key West, down on the Keys, and then as we start headed towards spring, going up the Atlantic side. So I plan on traveling the whole coast. Maybe catching a rocket launch and Disney World along the way. So looking forward to that. Yeah. Oh, they have construction going. Well, you know, everything. What was it? It was the last time I was there was 30-some years ago, and I imagine everything has changed there. So I guess we're gonna see it from a new perspective, so to speak. So Nashville is on my bucket list. Yeah, it is on mine too. I have not been there, so looking forward to it. 17 miles to Disney. There you go. there you go. Got to at least get by there. I have once again another year, another winter has gone by. I did not get into California, but California is, you know what? Darn it. California is not my favorite place. So rather than go to California, I think we're going to shoot for Disney World when we get over to Florida and do it over there. So, let's see. Once again, let me throw it out there real quick. I'm going to throw out the link in the comment section. If you want to join us live, come on and join us. I don't know, Don, can you pull it off? Good to see any of you. If you want to join us, come on and say hi. So, and I see somebody there who looks awfully off. There's Don. Okay. Well, let me say hi. There's Mr. Gary. Wait a minute. The camera's moving around. Do you have your drink? Do you have right there? Good man. Oh, wait, we're sporting a Buc-ee's cup? Okay, we have to see this. Hold on, guys. Come on. Explain yourself. Explain yourself.
Hi, guys.
Are we on there?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, I see.
You're on. Miss Carol, how you doing?
Hey, we're doing great. We're doing great. Love it here in Canada. We have had some...
Best winter ever.
Yeah, hardly any snow. We've had a few snowstorms, but for this area, we had really, really locked out with really mild weather. We've had maybe a foot of snow on 2 separate occasions.
No, nowhere near that.
Well,
No.
but it was.
We had a couple of good snowstorms.
Yeah.
Around Christmas it
Right.
snowed.
Yeah.
And then again the other day it snowed.
Yeah.
But it goes away right away.
Yeah.
There's been no snow here all
Right.
winter.
Right. Now that's not usual for you. I'm taking
Yeah.
it that is kind of the exception, not the rule.
Right.
What do you think of the backdrop?
I like it. Now, are we looking at your new home there?
This is
Right.
the kitchen I built.
Wow.
Well, we worked on it together, of course. Well, Carol's out working and she's
Yeah.
helping to pay for it, and I'm building it, you know. But that's it, man.
Right.
Right behind
You
us
let-
before, about 6 weeks ago?
Yeah.
You would have seen a wall right across behind me there.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's beautiful. Nicely done.
Yeah.
But you left the TV on the refrigerator on.
Oh, is that on? Yeah, I should put the show on over there, eh?
Right.
I can do that.
I have actually seen that before. That's
Yeah.
pretty fancy. I have yet to see one in a coach. So I mean, you know, if you're thinking about upgrading the coach,
Yeah.
you know, there you go.
Actually, the fridge is the same size and model of fridge as the one we have in the coach.
Yeah.
Except this
Right.
one's newer with a screen. The older one didn't have that, eh?
Let's see
But
if
you
we
know,
can get you-
it's got the ice maker, which is great, right?
Now, does that give a picture of what's inside your fridge so you
It
can
Yeah, it
see
does.
what's? Yeah.
I got you up on my phone right now and if I didn't, I could take my phone and I could play a slideshow over there for you, or I could switch it over to the show, or you could play music. It's hooked up to Alexa, you know.
That's disgusting. That is absolutely.
And you know what? If you leave the fridge door open, it says on the TV over here that you've left the fridge door open.
It's very smart, savvy.
I don't know if I can do this properly, but we also got you up on a 65-inch Samsung over here.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we're living
Wow.
the good life here now. We're finally decided to spend a few bucks and, you know.
Yeah, we've got pretty well the highest of high-end stove and smart convection
Smart
oven.
everything, yeah.
And
All that.
Yeah, I can tell the microwave to turn on and, you know, whatever.
So you're never coming back on the road, are you?
Oh, no,
You're just gonna
38 days?
38 days.
38
Are
days.
you?
Carol retires for the 4th time. And then
Okay.
we're in the Pinery in about 43 days or
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
about a week after, the Pinery is the provincial park, which we're only 10 kilometers from,
Yeah.
about 6 miles.
Right.
And the reason we moved into this area is because of that park.
Yeah.
That park introduced us to this area.
Yeah.
But so in 43 days, we moved the coach over from storage into that park. And then about a week later, we take off. We work our way up north, go visit my family for a few weeks,
Yeah.
Carol's family for a few weeks. Going to be staying at some unbelievable Ontario parks, like right on the lake, private site. You may have seen it in one of my videos in the past.
Yeah.
With Lexi swimming in the lake there or whatever. And then
Sounds
we're
beautiful.
back on the road. We're going to come back here for about 6 weeks, and then we're going to take off again, go down over by my son's house, and then we're going to go back up north again, visit family, and then
Okay.
come back again, and then in the winter we're going to go to Florida. So
I was going to say, we're missing you down here. So, you know, at some point you have to come back down, right?
well, we didn't go to Florida this year because you're not there yet, right? So
Exactly. Oh, uh-oh. We just lost them. That was not me. I did come back. It was not me. I'm telling you. They lost connection or something. I'm not sure what happened there, but Don, let's go ahead and bring you on. I'm sure that Gary and Carol will be back on here in a second, and see if we can say hi to Don. Don, how you doing?
Good. How y'all doing? How you doing,
Good.
Dave?
Good.
I guess I should put my next exit hat on like Gary, right?
Did he have the next exit? Well, he didn't. Yeah, darn it.
There you go.
Yeah, I missed it. So I don't think I did anything to make Gary and Carol disappear, but they disappeared completely, and I'm not sure. So
I'm coming to you on my T-Mobile home internet. Still, it's not great, but the last check was 71 down and 28 up.
yeah, I am finally. It took all the people leaving Quartzsite for me to actually have signal here, and it is finally starting to do fairly well. So
Well, there's not even a T-Mobile tower in the area. It's using Verizon tower.
oh, no kidding. Okay, so is
Yep.
that we were wondering about that, and you've had really good luck with that T-Mobile internet.
So
In fact,
far, they haven't shut me down.
okay.
Yeah, hopefully they won't.
So you had just to talk a little bit about it, if you don't mind.
What's that?
You had the Starlink,
I
and
still have it.
and you still have it, but you have it shut off right now. Is that the way they work that?
No, I'm chicken too. I'm afraid if I do that, I may need it. So I don't know how that works exactly. I don't know if you got to leave it off for 30 days or you can turn it right back on. But so I'm kind of chicken about that.
Okay, okay. And but you've been using the welcome back, Gary. Welcome
Hi
back,
guys,
Miss
sorry,
Carol.
the phone died.
Phone died, Dave. You know about
Oh, okay. All right.
Sometimes,
I was
yeah,
worried it was something I did on my end. So I was getting ready to fire some of my crew here. So
Hey Don, looking good.
hi, how you doing, Carol?
Great, very good.
Don's
very
got
good.
the most color of all of us. Look at
Yeah.
him. He's almost like a lobster.
I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it the lighting or what?
Maybe it's the lighting. Yeah, it's probably just the lighting. Where are you now,
Okay.
Don?
Don, real quick, I wanted to ask you about the T-Mobile because actually I got into conversation about that, and somebody asked me, did you like your Starlink? And I said, well, he actually switched over to T-Mobile home internet, and we haven't really had a lot of time. You kind of had to get a feel for it, and so
Well, in a populated area, and I don't always go to a populated area, like the nearest town is probably 13 miles or so. But in a populated area, T-Mobile out east and northeast, it works great. But out west, I could not guarantee that. You got to have cell towers. I was told you're not supposed to move them around, but I've been successful now for going on 6 months, and
right.
it's even worked when my T-Mobile phone wouldn't work.
Oh, gotcha.
So
I
I don't know how that is possible.
we're spying on Gary. He's over there playing video games. He had a moment, so he decided to go over and play video games on the refrigerator. Market share said Gary's smart refrigerator was feeling ignored.
So as you can see, we're not quite finished with the tiling and stuff. So we're going to be doing that this week.
Oh yeah, I see that. You got some backsplash to do.
Yeah.
It's looking fantastic.
Yeah, the trim is going up this week as well. What do you call the crown molding?
Okay.
Crown molding we're going to put up there, and that's really
Crown Royal.
Crown Royal, yeah, right. No, crown molding. God.
Well, it's
You
looking fantastic.
Crown Royal, and I told him
If
it's not Crown Royal, it's crown molding.
He's not going to get it. Just stop trying. Just. So I am sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I wanted to spy on Gary there for a second because
Okay.
he went over there to.
So it looks like Bob was telling me he turns his off and on and they prorate it. I thought I read to where they don't prorate. So if that's
Yeah.
the case, I probably should be turning it off, and then I
Yeah.
guess I can turn it right back on if I need it. But
Yeah.
it is 150 a month going down the tubes. Now there's times I use both, but I really don't need both most of the time.
Right.
Matter of
Right.
fact, I usually don't end up not using anything on the Starlink because
Okay.
my alarm system, my cameras, my Alexa, my doorbell, all that stuff has to run off of a. I missed something. Can you say it again? I wasn't talking to you.
I hear that.
And she's thinking I said her name, but all that's got to run off of some of that stuff's got to run off of 2.4 and not
Right.
5 gigs. So I have 2.4 available on I bought routers or boosters that will switch it to 2.4 in my rig, even on my Starlink. So,
Gotcha.
but
Hey guys,
anyhow,
so what is the? So I was asked what is Starlink running now? What is that? If you don't mind me asking, and I think
I
it's
don't even
every,
have it out and up right now.
yeah.
I
So
thought
if you
about
know,
putting it up, but I haven't put it. I haven't needed to. So,
but I mean that's about. Is it still 150 or have they raised the price again?
oh no, it's still 150. I just
150.
paid
Okay.
it yesterday or day before.
Right.
It's
And the
192 in Canada, 192 Canadian. So whatever that
okay.
is.
Canadian, yes.
Yeah, and I heard 180, and I thought, gosh, I don't think they raise their prices again. But but you never know. I don't have that. So,
Now
but now the T-Mobile is a little bit better deal.
$40 on top of my
$40.
$50 unlimited T-Mobile phone. It's 90 for both. I thought it was going to be 50, but because I only raised it $40 a month. So
Right. Yeah, that actually doesn't seem too bad. And we were talking. You didn't have any signal on your T-Mobile phone, but your internet was rocking. Your internet was working great.
yeah, I had to get my phone to work. I had to use a web calling and turn it on to my T-Mobile home internet network to get a phone to work.
Right.
Isn't that just weird?
Yeah, and it
But there
sounds
was
like
no T-Mobile cell towers anywhere around. It was taking it off of other towers.
interesting. And that's what I'm thinking is they have a special deal that doesn't include phone, but it does include the home internet, and that's probably how that's working.
But there are parts of the country you can't get T-Mobile internet, home internet, because it's not available in that area. So, and when you move, you're supposed to call them and see if it's available in that area. But so far, it has worked every place I've taken it.
And they require you to call them each time you move?
No, I've never have done that.
Okay.
But that's what it says if you read the instructions.
Okay.
But they're talking about if you're moving your house, your home address, that's what they're talking about.
Right.
They need to, if they're going to allow you to move around the country with this thing, which they should do, and I'd be willing to pay even $20 more a month or something, and just they could sell it to RVers.
Right. Yeah. There's and RVers are always looking for an option out there. Gary, Carol, what do you guys use when you're out on the road?
We have internet, Starlink. We also have cell phones that are good in Canada and US.
Yeah.
And we have about 300 gigs we can use in that a month, but we never use it because we're always on Starlink. but that'll
Okay.
work when we're, you know, under trees, which is rare.
Right.
Or, you know, Starlink works well.
Yeah.
What's surprising in our house here is we have this thing called Hay, and
Sorry.
it has internet and TV and what have you together, and it's only like $90 a month or
Yeah.
something. But that's
Right.
in a house, of course, so that's cheap, right?
Yeah.
But
Right.
in the RV, we also have a satellite dish on the roof that, you know, for Shaw TV, which is like I guess Direct TV in the U.S.
Mhm.
And but for internet, it's Starlink. Yeah, Starlink's our favorite.
Right. Right. Well, and
Right.
I guess Starlink is going to probably work just about anywhere. Uh, with the exception, would you say, you know, I think it would be a little more difficult on the East Coast because there's so many trees and everything is kind of blocked in. Would you say that's correct, or?
You got to have a little spot in the sky, and if you don't have that, forget it. You know, and we're in Ontario here. There's probably more trees here than anywhere. Who knows? There's a lot of trees here, and Ontario is actually bigger than bigger than Texas, believe it or not. So, and more lakes than any other place. So, but anyway, like when we go camping up north in the provincial parks, you got to find a spot, you know, in the sky where you can move your dish around and put it there, you know.
Right.
The one we're going to be staying at Fairbank, we're right beside the lake in a private spot. I had it on the roof in one position because even if you try to put it down by the lake, there's still trees overhanging the lake. You know, there's so much.
Right.
So,
And I thought Don and I had that conversation too, and fixing that to the roof, I think, would really limit you.
That's why I did not buy the flagpole and put it on it.
well, we have the flagpole buddy, and we use it on the flagpole buddy about 95% of the time. And when it doesn't work, then we just run it out into the yard wherever. I still have the stand, right? But the flagpole buddy, the convenience is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have a third generation out for Starlink, which I had know nothing about. I don't know if it's better.
It changed the shape of the dish or what?
Well, you know, there always was two shapes of the dish. Now they got one that don't move.
Yeah, that's the one that goes on top of a vehicle flat, right?
No, you just put it on a stand on the ground.
Oh, I see. Same idea.
But it's shaped like my rectangle one, but and I've seen them, but they don't move. So I'm thinking they're cheaper. You know.
Well, they don't need to move because the one that's in our RV now, I don't know if I showed you guys a picture or not, but I have it in my shower going through the skylight. So it's inside the RV.
Well, as long as you point them the right direction. And here on the East Coast, you actually have to point it almost east.
Yeah.
Not north.
Right.
Well, where we're at, we just point it straight up. And when you turn it on, the leg is hanging down because I'm holding it by the dish itself on a couple of props, you know. Yeah. But the leg is coming down and it goes all over the place. And then you get an error on your phone that says that the motor is jammed, and you know it's not. And then a couple minutes after that, it starts getting signal, and then it's great. It works good.
Interesting. Bee Trapper says she has the MiFi hotspot. That is actually what I'm using right now. I actually I needed another. You know, about 3 weeks ago, I tried to do it live, and my hotspot shut down. Well, my hotspot died. I mean, literally died. And so I went down and got a MiFi from Walmart, and it worked, but it's through AT&T, and I can say I've had between AT&T and T-Mobile, 90% of the time I have good internet, with the exception of Quartzsite.
Well, keep in mind there's a big difference between a hotspot and T-Mobile home internet. Literally, it's like having your internet in your home. With a hotspot, it's not that way. You can't leave them plugged in all the time, or most of them you can't.
Right.
You got to reset them. You got to restart them. It's really just like I was at home now with the internet.
Right. And just about that fast as well.
Again, that campground we're going to be staying at Fairbank Lake. We'll find a spot where we can put it on the roof and catch a little bit of the sky, and you get an error, like it'll say there's an interception error every 42 seconds or whatever. But it still works, you know, like if you're streaming, the streaming gives enough signal that it stays ahead of the, you know. And sometimes when you click your mouse when you're surfing, it doesn't work, and you got to click again in a second or two, and then it works, right? Yeah. But we went to use a phone there. You have to drive all the way down this road through the bush and everything, and then go down a hill to where the lake is. And the satellites are behind where you left from. So, not the satellite, but the towers, cell towers. So you get no phone signal there at all, only Starlink. That's
another thing about this T-Mobile home internet. It's faster than Starlink. It's faster than hotspots.
I believe it.
A lot faster. I've had up to a gig in download speed.
Right.
Yeah.
When we ours, we were regularly getting.
I'm happy if I get 10 or 12 megabits per second. I haven't, but you know, I will take what I've got. All I need is enough, and it's been enough normally. What you wouldn't get with Starlink that I obviously get here is an overused, you know, and basically the way I understand it, the towers here in and around Quartzsite are only built for about 5,000 people. And so when you have 100,000 people come into town, there's just not enough bandwidth coming in to feed all that. So,
well, where we live now, our phone is terrible. Like sometimes you'll be talking in the house and you lose connection. Even the phone is really bad. And in the wintertime, basically when we're here, there's only a couple thousand people living here. But in the summertime, every weekend, there's 50,000 people here. So I can imagine how bad the cell service is when that happens.
Yeah.
The population grows from 2,000 to 50,000 every weekend.
Well, the bottom line, if you're only going to have one, which I don't recommend it, Starlink would be the way to go, because you can have a connection in the middle of nowhere when there's no cell towers, because this hotspot in my T-Mobile home internet stuff, my what is it, MiFi's or whatever, none of that works without a cell tower. Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Where Starlink does work.
Now
that's the thing about it.
Lenny says on the west coast, the dish will point west over the water. On the east coast, the dish points east over the water.
I did not notice that.
I did not know that either. I didn't
notice it when I was on the west coast. It was pointing north for me, but I was new to Starlink back then.
Yeah, you don't really get a choice, do you?
What's that?
Ours points northeast from here.
Yes, that's what mine does here, and also down up when I was in y'all's area, and also New England. It points northeast. It started pointing northeast, I think, when I got up north, when I got up to, Illinois, Michigan, and stuff like that.
Right.
Recommend.
Oh, go ahead.
What's that?
Where are you now?
I'm in Florida. I'm in the southern third, barely, west of Lake Okeechobee on, I think I said it right, maybe not. It's the biggest lake. If you look at Florida Lake, you can't miss it. I mean, Florida map, you can't miss it. It's the big lake. I'm on a canal. Don't ask me to pronounce that. It's really long word too. And there's a lock here, right here at my RV, that I get to watch ships and boats go into that lock.
Nice.
No kidding. No kidding.
Matter of fact, I filmed a barge going through it this morning at 8:30 with a tugboat, and it barely fit. It was very interesting to watch. I did film it. I am going to make a video out of it.
Cool.
Dawn, Don,
Yes.
have you seen a monkey?
A monkey?
Yeah.
I haven't even seen an alligator. What are you talking about?
You still haven't seen an alligator?
Nope.
Oh, I'm worried about you. You are going to get eaten.
They're all around you, Don. You don't even know it.
No, I
The
don't
first
think,
time you see
I don't
it,
think they are around
You better
where
start
I'm at.
checking under the step before you get down on the ground.
the first time you see an alligator, you're going to be eaten, and we're going to be looking for Don, saying, "Where's
I've
Don?"
seen an alligator when I was in Alabama for 2 months at that what was it name of it? Gulf Shore State Park in Orange, Alabama, Orange
Yeah.
Beach, Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Don's volume.
There you go. You cut out for just a second.
Can't hear you, Don.
Let's see if I can unmute you. I can't unmute you. You got muted. Hey, Letty is here. We'll work with you, Don. See if we can get you back on. Let me
Maybe
say
go
hi
out and
to
come
Letty.
back, Don.
I accidentally
Oh,
hit
you're
mute.
back.
I don't even know how I did that.
Good job.
Okay, well,
My
welcome
cursor
back.
was down there where mute was, and I hit mute.
Okay. Oh, hold on one second. We're going to say hi to Lenny here. Come on, Lenny. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm in Florida as well.
Yeah, the last time I talked to you, you were in Phoenix. So, and that was only a few weeks ago. So,
Well, there wasn't really much along Georgia and Alabama to see, so we just kept going.
okay, and you just beeline there.
We had
Right on.
we had some stuff planned in Florida, so we wanted to get over here in time to make a few doctor's appointments and going on a cruise and some other stuff. So we had deadlines.
Nice.
Hey,
Where
Lenny,
you?
we stayed at that same park that you stayed at where you had all the deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Medina, or I forget. It's like a dry lake, right?
Yeah. It's Lake
Yeah.
something. Was it Lake Medina? It's Lake something, but there's no lake.
Yeah.
Lake Medina.
We drove
Yeah.
our e-bikes down the bank, and we actually did find a little stream there, and you could ride your e-bikes all along each side, and you could see where the docks used to actually come down to the water, and it would be like 50 feet above you.
Yeah, and it's funny because like the campground map still shows a giant lake on there, and you're like,
I know.
There's no lake.
And the deer, like anytime you stop, they come right up to the window of the car, right? They want food.
Yeah, they came right up to you. I saw like kids feeding them, and I'm like, that doesn't seem natural. So, and I was just back like from like deer camp, and I don't see any deer at deer camp, but you go there and they just come right up to you.
Listen,
I never seen deer like that before.
No.
Well, deers are very inquisitive. I've actually had them while I was hunting fall asleep with my arm out the deer blind, come up one and lick me on the elbow, wake me up.
Wow.
I knew as soon as we started talking about deer, Don would get hungry.
While we're talking about deer, has anybody seen one of the key deer?
Yes.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Those are freaky. Those are a freak of nature. There's something wrong.
The first time I saw one, I thought, oh, look, there's a baby deer. And then they're like, no, that's full grown. And I was like, that's not a deer then. That's something else.
What's it called?
That is, they're called the key deer, and they're actually, they're protected. They're down there on the Keys. And they even slow down the speed on the highway at night to help avoid anybody hitting them with their car.
And they're fairly tame. They're fairly tame too. Like they don't run away from you.
Is that right? That right?
We saw some that were they'll stay like a car length away, but we saw them in some residential neighborhoods and they were in no hurry to get away from you.
Yeah, I actually want to see one. I've seen pictures of them, and correct me if I'm wrong, they're about knee high.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
they almost
Wow.
look fake. They almost look like a lawn ornament. They're really, really small.
It really is like a.
Yeah.
You think they're fake? They got to be fake. This is, you know.
You
But
don't want deer in your neighborhood though. He'll eat all your shrubbery and everything.
oh yeah,
Well,
yeah.
they couldn't reach. They couldn't if the shrubbery was more than 5 feet tall. They couldn't. They couldn't. Hit the top of
They
it.
can't reach it. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
they're
Even
really
on-
small.
Even on
So-
their hind legs, they couldn't reach it.
No.
Okay.
Well, guys, hold on, Lenny. Before we didn't get as much time to talk with you, just real quick because we're going to wrap it up. But you know, I didn't know if you had anything you wanted to say or.
Oh, I was just gonna say about the Starlink. I had read about that maybe a year ago. That Starlink purposely was pointing their dishes on the coast out over the ocean so that you'd have less people connecting to it and you'd get faster service. Because when we were out on the West Coast, my dish would point west right over the ocean. And if you
Right.
get out on the East Coast, close to the water, they'll point east just so there's less traffic on the satellites while they're right above you.
Gotcha. Now,
Yeah.
I think the question that came to mind when we were talking about that was you don't really get a choice. Those things pick out the satellites they're going to connect to on their own.
Yeah, it points straight up and it's got a GPS locator in it, so it figures out where it's at on the planet, and then it'll point and find the satellites and it'll point its own direction. It'll
Right
figure
on.
out where it's at and
Well,
point.
unless you take it in the bathroom of your rig and you point it through the skylight and you put two of the things holding it there.
Now that's
Yeah.
a freaking
Un-
big.
Unless you bolt it down and you are stronger than the servo motors and you hang on to it and you fight with it.
Lift the
Hey,
feet off the
Lenny?
ground. That's all you got to do.
Lenny, that all sounds fair and good, except for one thing. If they're pointing all of them out over the ocean, they didn't gain anything.
Oh,
Well,
they gained a
because-
lot.
Yeah, because there's less people pointing their dishes north at the satellites, where if they point them west, instead of 1,000 people on a satellite, you might only have 100 people on a satellite.
In the center of the country, they point them all straight up, and then as you get further out to the coast, they all tilt a little further out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think they did that when I first got mine, because when I was on the West Coast, it still pointed north.
When we got ours, it was dead north all the time, and then I
Yep.
noticed when I was in Florida last year, it was pointing
Yep.
east.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have slowly learned how to do that.
Yeah, they're
Well,
basically.
it has been a good chat with everybody. We're going to have to wrap it up because we're going over time. But Lenny, you're in Florida. Have you seen a monkey?
I have not seen a monkey yet.
You
No.
Gary, you spent a lot of time in Florida. Have you seen a monkey?
I think
Is this
so.
a real thing?
It is really a real thing, and I can raise my hand. I have seen monkeys in Florida. All right. Look it up. It's the only place in the United States. It's a crazy story how the monkeys got there. They're still here to this day. I
I got
want to
Like
hear.
one of these stories. One of these stories, like Florida man sees monkey.
I guess so.
that is going to be a topic for another time. And
I know-
we will-
I know there was a guy in Florida who once robbed a Wendy's with an alligator.
Oh, okay. I give an A for creativity right there.
Yeah.
All right. You guys stay tuned, stay on, and hopefully we can get you to stay for the after show. We're going to say goodnight to everybody. Dawn, thank you for being here. That's Cowboy Biker Adventures right there. Gary and Carol, that's RV Living Life. I've even got a cup right here. He will send you a free cup if you subscribe to his channel.
Free cup?
A free look at that. Look at that right there. All
That's
right.
a
If you want a
cup.
couple dozen of your friends to see your logo every week, send Dave a cup.
Lenny, Life with Lenny, thank you guys for being here. I'm sorry we ran out of time tonight, but a good conversation. It's always good having you on. Thank you guys for being here. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully, I'm going to be traveling. We're going to be out of Quartzsite, so this is it for Quartzsite. And but if I can get a signal wherever I end up, that's I will see you guys next Sunday. So
Easter.
until then, live life full time. We will see you guys next time. Wait, we didn't get. Wait a minute. We're gonna give Miss Pearl right there. Look at that. She was on top of it. Last word of the night. Great to see everybody. Catch up on all the news. Safe travels to you all. Right there. There it is.
Yeah.
Pearl, the bus driver.
There you go. Hey, she
driver?
is the
The
boss.
Jeep driver.
Yep.
He is a
No.
boss for sure.
All right.
Oh, man.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week. There we go.